Do we want to do an everyone saying hello?
Hello, everybody.
I think that's a
Hello.
Let's just leave it in with the. Just lead in with the. Do we all want to do a?
What
the fuck?
This is all going to be part of the intro.
No.
Yes. Yes.
This is far too scuffed.
Miamo editor.
I thought that was the whole point.
Hello, this is Jay, and welcome to the Worst Outtakes. This is episode 24 of the Worst Outtakes. This is an important one. We're all here.
We are all here.
It's worst out
Even me.
and me.
Fresh off the back of a recording ourselves.
It is worst outtakes season 1 finale.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, it is. It's very true. Yeah, it's the end of an era and everything.
An end of a year's worth of content.
Indeed
God
it
damn,
is.
that's a lot of content.
Yeah, we have been
I'm
doing
glad
this
we
for a
didn't
while.
make any promises for a year's worth of content and then not keep them.
Yeah.
I wonder whose fault that would be.
I'm sure that blame it on the rain, as they say.
Yeah. Well, we could consider this to be effectively like a very short after party talk about like
What the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true.
It's a very good thing
things did happen.
to prompt it to be.
Yeah.
For the first time in a very long time, we can look at the time and say something happened.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hot diggity damn.
Obviously,
We gotta put the chud away.
No, we can never put them away. I always support the message
So,
that nothing's going to
The
happen.
question on everyone's lips is, are our Mud and Memor dead? The answer to that question is a very simple yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Yeah, they
is
did.
just the Nyland outcome.
The island outcome.
I have trauma now.
Yeah, and also we're not ever getting any new characters. We're just going to sit here and spectate.
They're just gonna stare at me
We
and
just
just
listen-
comment when I
yeah.
fuck up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're going to be the ghosts in your ear. There's 3 of us, so we can do a proper Christmas Carol if we want.
Yeah.
We can pull that off.
They would work
We
too.
can pull off a proper good Christmas Carol, I think. Yeah.
With the Ferris man at
Christmas
you
one-shot,
are
sounds fun.
weak, Nyland.
Yes, I know, Owen.
Sounds cool.
We're kind of a knob as well.
I know.
Sounds cool.
Mud, get back in time out.
Oh my
Bad
fucking god,
language.
shut up! I'm trying to segue.
Sounds cool. Go on, Ethan.
Unfortunately, they aren't dead though.
Oh.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Womp
Damn.
womp.
I really wish.
Fuck
they were-
you guys. No, right.
Do better next time, huh?
So what happened though, right? What happened? We've just finished a year's worth of content. How do we feel? Like how were things? What's people's thoughts on it? Goods and bads, because honestly, it was the first ever one we've ever done. It's the first
It was,
podcast
it's very
season
true.
we've ever done.
Indeed.
I will admit there were parts that I would have done differently had we got a time machine.
The goods.
Well, yeah, but that's all. You can't compare yourself.
But
to
we
that,
don't
though.
have a
That's the
time
thing.
machine, so I'm happy with what I have.
Yeah.
The goods. Gennaro, the Jenga Genie.
Really?
That's a cold open.
Brian Goot and
Wow.
Gary are the best bits.
Sorry, Barry.
Gary.
Gary.
Oh,
Gary
sorry.
Tulakari.
Gary,
Episode 4,
Gary was
episode
amazing.
15, and the last 3 episodes.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh,
A 24-episode series.
Genuinely,
I'll be honest,
I do think the Gary sequence was some of the best. I
Yeah.
thought that was absolutely fucking golden.
Yeah, we really struck gold early.
I thought that was
I
brilliant.
don't know. I like what happened in episode 24.
Yeah.
I liked that too.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
That was fucking amazing.
Definitely.
That was a very fun episode.
Definitely a nice tilt.
Yeah.
To
a tonal shift.
So what I would imagine is have a nice conversation from me to you, listener. This was not usually how I expected to DM a game, because I was like, oh, it'd be too confusing, it'd be too stressful to someone to listen to. So I was like, fuck it, no, I'm gonna go brutal on you guys.
What world is... This is
He
not-
usually does that.
I'm sorry. This is not how I expect to DM a game.
No.
I don't expect to go in and brutalize you.
Oh,
What the fuck?
no, before episode 24.
Yeah, no, before that.
Yeah, no,
And,
yeah,
then,
he was.
then we had a talk, and I was like, I'm not proud of what's happened. How do
He
we
was
fix
he was
this?
actively fighting his normal methods of DMing, which is just
Be a bitch.
I'm gonna get you.
Combat cretin.
Combat cretin, yeah.
Put that on a shirt, put it on a mug. We got enamel pins. It's on the Etsy.
Honestly, I think that
That's
in
a
terms
lie,
of
we
combat, in terms of combat cretin, I feel like you and then me and Michael, we get that medal. I think
Yeah.
Come back.
Oh yeah.
combat cretins.
No, you're the combat clown, Rhys.
I'm the combat clown. That's true.
Michael's the combat creature.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was assuming that's like when you're running.
Yeah. Because I mean, like
I
Rhys's
do
encounters
throw a lot
are
of combat.
Rhys,
I'm sorry.
Rhys contains clowns within his combats. You contain creatures, and I am a cretin. There are cretins in mine.
Yeah.
This all lines up, and Finn doesn't exist. He actually was never born, and Jay is mainly a player.
Yeah, it's because I DM once every 6 months,
I feel like-
back.
and then I go into hibernation.
I feel like general knowledge may have slightly affected your title there.
But
Yeah.
now that we mentioned Jay is usually a player.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Michael's gonna be DMing.
Oh no.
Jay's
The Metamorphosis.
gonna be our game master for the next season of The Worst Outcome.
Whoa.
For the next campaign.
Yeah.
So be very clear. Because we think
is-
that Thirolon's going to come back. Just not
Yeah.
right now.
We think, we don't know. They might be dead.
Hey, listeners, I mean, if you don't want it, you know, you want to leave it there.
Yeah, you're only hurting Ethan's feelings.
I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of blank right now, but it will hurt me tomorrow.
Don't worry, Ethan's feelings are the least important.
That is true. Finn does matter so much more. He's on that porcelain throne all day.
Yeah.
That's true. He's got hemorrhoids the size of melons. Watermelons.
They're still bigger than Ethan.
The watermelons?
His hemorrhoids.
Your hemorrhoids are bigger than mine.
His
No,
hemorrhoids
they're
are bigger
bigger
than you.
I'm a little confused, but who cares?
But
I'm 10 foot tall.
That is true. He is.
so the new thing that Jay's running, what is it?
Oh, the teaser's already out. It's on the
Wag.
shorts. You can assume it's Warhammer because it's a space marine, assuming you know what a space marine is.
And
it
if,
is an ultramarine Terminator. One might even say.
yeah, and if you don't, then that's unfortunate.
Yeah, because I'm going to be running Wrath and Glory, the Warhammer 40k ttrpg.
Which means that we might need to change our because we're TWO D&D podcast, but
Yeah.
who cares?
But we know we can keep it as D&D.
Yeah, we're just dudes and dice.
Yeah,
Dudes and dice.
yeah. There's
that's
no
true.
implication of D&D. That
No.
doesn't mean anything.
No, I mean it could be do not disturb.
Exactly.
Who knows? We don't like to be
Worst outcome,
disturbed.
don't disturb.
That
Yeah,
might
leave
be
us
why we
alone.
get
Contact
so
us
low
at don't
views.
disturb.
Yeah.
We put out quality content, but everyone is too polite.
Yeah. Be less polite. Start calling Jay a scumfoot.
Yeah, do that.
Oh no, not the slur.
I give you
don't.
I give you the pass.
Don't get
never
too-
mind.
But you
Everyone's got
only get that pass if you've listened to this episode.
Yeah.
So if you have called Jay a scumfoot, you have to watch this episode every time you want to call him that,
Yeah.
firstly.
And don't get too racist.
It's the rules.
Wow.
So yeah, Wrath and Glory.
Yes.
We're gonna do Wrath and Glory.
Yeah. Should we say it
Yeah.
out?
Campaign 2. What are we going to call it? The
Yeah. Well.
what outcome?
Yeah. The Rhys.
What you can look for.
Yeah.
The resource come. That's the one.
The resource come.
The
I have
resource.
no
Oh.
idea, personally.
Okay, well, we're going to brand it as
Yeah.
the ruin outcome.
Yeah,
For the listeners who are like,
ruinous.
the ruinous outcome.
Yeah, because you see, that's a feature of the game, and it's
like the ruinous powers.
yeah, and yeah. So
I don't get it.
I don't get it. I
well,
get it.
yeah. So yes, this will be. I mean, you'll be able to clearly tell it's a different campaign.
Yeah.
It'll be different. I mean, good old Ethan has been making different little avatars. You will not be having me as Memel the Centaur Paladin, unfortunately.
No scurry.
Instead, he'll be Memel the Nurgling.
Yeah, well, not Memel. He's not a Nurgling.
Jam the Nurgling.
Jam the Nurgling.
Judge. Yeah, Jay the game meme. Yes, we've just recorded the first episode of that. In fact, just sort of as a
Oh, thank God. I was getting really sick of the porn acting of, like, Ethan
Huh?
going, what name are we going to call this? It's like,
Well, yeah, but they've got to know what they're fucking looking for.
but yeah. So,
I'm not trying to be like, oh, come up with it now. I'm like, say what it is.
Yeah, the ruinous outcome. Yes.
Ruinous outcome. That's what you got to
He's got
look
the
for.
same YouTube account. I'm assuming he's going to be on the same Spotify.
How do you fucking know?
Because
It doesn't make sense to do it any other way. Yeah,
splitting
of
off
course.
views is not a...
No, but also it's just like this is what you need to be looking for.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
it helps to know. And Finn, get that cactus out your ass.
Does that mean
Your hemorrhoids don't need any more punishment. They're bad enough.
They look like balloons.
Dude, it's bad.
Does that
It's
mean
so bad.
that it's
Leak
not
it
only
out.
becoming the ruinous outcome, but it will also become the ruinous outtakes?
Oh, that's a good. Yeah, I mean that's
that's a-
good
that's
because
a
that means
very
that we don't say this is the worst outtakes.
Well, no, this is the worst outtake.
Well, this
No,
is the
but the
worst
next
outtakes,
one
but
won't
yes, the
be.
next
Yes,
one won't.
alright.
And that means that you can connotate it to the ruinous outcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay!
Makes a lot of good sense, and we'll probably do talking on things that aren't relevant to D&D. Some talks about Warhammer, maybe.
Yeah.
That could be cool.
I'm better at that.
We've got plenty of things to
I'm
say in
ready.
that department.
Maybe some lore explanations or
Painting,
something.
army
Oh,
showcase.
Yeah, true. We can talk about. There's been points of contention recently. We've been talking a lot about Primarchs and our Space Marine chapters we like and stuff. We can talk about that. And
Curse supremacy.
We can talk about how Curse
Wrong.
belongs in a dumpster fire.
he does belong in a dumpster
Fuck
fire,
off.
covered in acid and ants.
He's an intriguing character. What,
Same
like
dumpster
Vulcan?
as Sanguinius.
He's a
Agreed.
raccoon.
He's in there.
He's a raccoon, man.
I really don't hate Sanguinius as much as you
He's
guys
a
do.
whiny little
I
baby
don't
boy.
either.
Exactly.
I think he's
I've
fine.
made a
I
lot
think
of
he's just a
enemies
guy.
there.
This is fuel my hatred.
The
He's a
most
cool
important-
dude.
no,
You collect blood angels, Michael.
thing about-
Shush.
the worst
I
thing
like
about
Commander
Sanguinius is that
Dante,
he's a
not
philosopher.
Daniel.
Is that he's a
Not Daniel?
monoid.
Who the fuck is that?
Please,
Brother Daniel,
My
listen.
father's name. Call me Daniel.
Sanguinius.
The worst thing about Sanguinius is that he's a plot point, and that's it.
This is not what we're getting into
No,
today.
this is something for
Yeah.
you to listen
That's
to.
not his name, Finn. He's Daniel.
Cut out the entirety to do with Primarchs.
This is
Oh,
something.
that was
Oh,
funny.
getting
This
really-
is something for you to get engaged with
We're
in
getting
the
really
ruinous outtakes.
We're getting really loud.
Welcome to the shouting contest. That is us talking about any
Hi,
Warhammer.
I'm a shouty man.
Hi, shouting man. I put a cactus up your ass.
Ah.
No, you missed. You put it up mine again.
Right.
You have very similar looking asses.
Yeah, I'm starting to like it.
Yeah, I was about to say there was no reaction from there.
So,
But I think, unless there is anything else we want to talk about, like, well, you know, like, we enjoyed those bits for the campaign 1 season 1. Campaign 1 season 2 will happen. We plan for when this comes out, it will be about 6 months from now, which is a long wait, but you're going to get some good bits in between it. You'll get cool art. I'm going to try and do better on the videos. I can't make any promises because it's a long thing. And despite me being the person who feels like who has the most free time, I'm busy. You get to see other people as different characters. We won't say who they are just yet because you can get the full and fun experience on episode 1 that comes out.
Exactly.
The week preceding this one.
Just you know, just I think maybe leaving a hint of just saying, you know, glory to the God Emperor.
Yeah, different.
We're all Necrons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything else we want to use to close this off? Something nice and short, maybe take about 3 minutes.
Well, I mean, I think we should take this little bit of time we've got left and just thank everyone. You know, this has been a year, an entire year
true.
of this channel. You know, over 1,000 subscribers later. You know,
Yeah,
ever since we
that's-
started,
that's kooky.
and now we're here, and I think it's brilliant. I think it's great, and I think I want to thank everybody that is in the audience and listening and watching in any way you can. I think that's just brilliant. You know, it's a bit surreal to you know that there are people out there that not only feel the need to click on this stuff, but also watch it all the way through and, you know, continue watching it. I think it's amazing. And I think you should all feel amazing because you're being amazing.
Yeah.
I have another one big
Existence is scary.
one big thank you. I think the person who has made this first year so unbelievably,
Terribly annoying.
well, that's me, has made this part of just this entire thing so successful and fun is, of course, Rhys. Mud has absolutely carried the podcast.
Yeah, kind of.
Has he?
Honestly, Mud Funko Pops were asked on
Mud
day
Funko,
1.
they were. That is true. I mean, I feel like the problem with Mud is that he's both carried it and also stunted it at the same time.
Yeah, he annoyed me at the end.
Yeah,
Sorry to say,
I know.
Get out of here!
but we've spoken over that.
Yeah, I mean, he's a kid.
He's a kid.
He's a kid and he acts like a kid. And at the end of the day,
You need to be in the mindset of a child to play the child.
yeah, exactly.
why-
You know, I can't.
That's why
yeah,
Rhys plays them.
That is why I play him.
Yeah.
That's very true. I mean, it's just, you know, like, I mean, and you know, just a hint towards what we've recorded, you know, for the next little stint, which is the ruinous outcome. You'll notice that my behaviour is slightly different
Yeah,
because I'm not acting as a child.
there's a few less jokes.
You've still got a bit of that night.
Still a little bit, but
Now I have a tay.
Yeah, but yes, and also the thing that Finn sort of looked like he was getting towards and then danced around and pivoted. I would like to say a massive thank you to our DM, Ethan. It's been a great first year of the podcast, and you've done so much of the work.
Absolutely
I
amazing.
mean,
very true.
Art, editing, actual dungeon mastering. It's great.
It's very good.
You've definitely worked very hard on it, and I'd like to give you a big old thanks.
And let's give him a round of applause and close out the video, shall we, guys?
Second only to me in importance.
Thank you. Goodbye.